Hi folks, welcome back to Papa's Model Workshop. I'm Papa, and this is my workshop. Okay, if you were watching video number one, and well, let me first thank you for coming back. I had applied the primer to the body of the 1970 Cuda, and I sanded it, and it's all set and ready to be painted over at the paint booth. If you recall, we're going to be using the Tamiya. Let me get this. Here we go. The Tamiya X15 light green paint. This is acrylic, and we're about ready to head over to the paint booth and apply our color. So I'll see you right over there, okay? All right, we're right back at the paint booth, and our airbrush is all set and ready to go with that color. And let's get going, okay? Now remember, I had mentioned in the last video, with an acrylic paint, you want to go on very lightly. Very lightly. And I'm going so lightly that you may not even be able to see this on camera. I can see it. And we're flowing rather nicely. I'll tell you one thing. I mentioned earlier that I did a couple of videos before the very first Papa's Model Workshop video. And the one thing that I did do was I got a noise canceling microphone, and upon reviewing that first model, let me say that again, Papa's Model Workshop video, this spray booth or paint booth, it's rather loud, and the noise canceling microphone kind of cut that out quite a bit. Now you can hear a background groan, but it's exactly that. It's in the background. Whereas in those test videos, it was a rather loud, obnoxious sound that actually almost drowned me out from speaking. So hopefully you're able to hear me pretty well without the spray booth drowning me out. And in addition to that, the compressor also was drowning me out. Now, we elected to go with this white primer, and in making that decision, this color is coming out very nicely. Whereas if I use the black or the gray primer, I don't think I would have been as happy with it. In fact, I know I wouldn't have. And now that the pigment is building up, I'm pulling back on the trigger just a little bit more. And I'm getting a little bit more paint. Now there's a couple of spots like here and over in here where I've got a little bit too much. So we'll even that out. But I'm liking this color. And the accents on this car are going to be black So the black accents with this lime green color, I think, are going to look really well, or really good. And I'm using the Mr. Hobby leveling thinner, and this paint will level out nicely. And when I put this in the dehydrator, it will dry nice and even. It'll look good. At least I hope so. Okay. I'm going to set this aside for the moment. And let's get this hood. Make sure you get the sides. Just take this right off. Yeah, okay. That's better if I take that off. All right, I'm going to set this aside. Now this is where the engine okay, let me hold on. There we go. And I got the grandchildren back down here again. Yes. Okay. You got a boo-boo? Yep, I do. Okay. All right, guys. Let me just finish this up, okay? Got the grandchildren back down here again. All right. I was starting to mention, I've got this taped off. The back here is going to be in a matte black color, but this is the engine compartment. And we're going to go with the lime green color in the engine. See all these little ruts and peaks and valleys in here? So you have to make sure you rotate this and take a good look. Make sure you're getting your paint down in those areas. But anyway, what I started to mention about this area back here being in matte black, you know, if you're going to do more than one color, you use your masking tape to tape off the area that is not going to receive a given color. In this case, the green color we don't want back in here. Rather than taping this whole thing, I just took a simple plastic bag and put this part into the bag and just tape the front. Now there actually is a product called Drape and Paint. I think, I don't know why, but I think it's by Display. I'm not 100% positive that it's from Display, but you can look it up, I suppose, online. It's called Tape and Drape. But this does the same thing. Plastic bag. And the tape that I use is Tamiya tape. The Tamiya tape is really very reliable because when you apply the tape to a painted surface, it won't peel the paint off. Okay, let's set that aside. Let's come back with this. Give this another coat. Okay, set that aside again. And we'll go back to our hood. Okay. And let's get some of these other pieces. That does not belong there. That is not going to go along with the green colors. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. I'm really pleased that we elected to go with the white primer because I'm liking this color. Now your background color that you choose will have an impact on your paint. And when I say background color, I'm referring to your primer. In this case, there are other background colors. If you're doing candies, for example, your background color will be something like a silver or a gold, even a bronze. Okay, those will all have an impact on the color that you apply over it. And the candy, if you're not familiar, is a clear version of a given color. So if you're going with a candy red, for example, then essentially it's a clear red. And the base beneath it, let's say silver, for example, it'll reflect right through the clear paint. It gives a very nice finish. Okay. One more. Here come the grandkids. Hey, Adam. Hey, Liam. He did? Okay. See, I missed that. Or almost missed it. I used to be an oil painter many years ago. Many years ago. Anyway, the reason I'm mentioning that is there was an old adage that you're painting 20% of the time at your easel. And the other 80% of the time you're stepping back and looking. Well, maybe you don't have to use that exact same ratio here, but the point I'm trying to make is make sure that you take the time to look at all angles. Okay? It'll really pay you dividends down the road. Okay, and I think that's it on this. I think that's pretty good. Sometimes the trick is knowing when to stop. But I keep looking and I see little areas that I need to firm up. Yeah, I know. I didn't miss this. I'm leaving that out on purpose because I want this to be a flat black. And truth be told, this should have been taped and I forgot to do that. So I'll be able to sand this and then, we'll come back later with a flat black. So that's why I'm leaving that open. I'm not forgetting it. I'm leaving it unpainted with this green color on purpose. Okay, I think this is looking pretty good. All right. See, when I take it out of the lights of the spray booth and I put it over on the side, I can see in the different lighting things that I'm not seeing here. Sometimes these lights can be a little intense, and it has a tendency sometimes to bleach things out. And then when I put this over here in different lighting, I can see things differently. Okay. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. I think the hood looks okay. We're going to set that down over there. I think we're getting close to being done here with this green. See, look at that. I missed that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That worked out pretty well. I'm just about empty, and I think we're all done. I'll just let that shoot right out into the paint booth. That's about it. Now the rest of this paint that I mixed, all right, we're not going to let that go to waste. I showed you in the first video these little bottles that you can purchase. I think I got these at Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to put the green paint in one of these bottles, and I'll mark it, and I'll be able to use that another day, so it's not a waste. All right, so let me shut this off. Shut that off, and then I'm going to immediately grab a Q-tip, okay, and just wipe out that residual paint in the cup. All right, and we immediately want to get some thinner in here, okay? And I'm gonna swirl this around. All right. Actually, let me turn this back on because I'm gonna spray that thinner right through there. Okay. And I got some paint that's splashed over there, so we want to clean that up. We want to keep our airbrush nice and shiny and clean. At least I do. All right, so I'm just shooting. Now, you don't have to do this, what I'm doing, where you shoot it into the spray booth. You can use this. There's a paint pot. You can get this anywhere, really. I think I got this one at Hobby Lobby. And you shoot your leftover paint, or in this case, the thinner that we're using to clean out the airbrush. You can shoot it right inside this paint pot. Now, I mentioned Barbados Rex on the first video, and this is something that I learned from watching him. Okay, I'll put my finger over the nozzle, and can you see that bubbling up? That's back flushing. Okay, and then I'm not going to now run this through. I'm going to dump it. All right. right, I'm going to clean out the cup. Let's take a look at that again. And yeah, there's still a little bit of green in there. So let's shoot that through. I know I said once you backwash it, don't shoot it through, but I'm going to backwash it again. Okay. And yeah, we're still getting a little bit of green in there. Let's shoot it into a white tissue. Now, in the white tissue, it's coming out nice and clean. I don't really have any green tint in here at all. So let me grab a Q-tip. All right. Problem is, if you're trying to see if you've got any green coming out on your white tissue, it helps to use a clean tissue because that's some green on there. So this is a brand new clean tissue. Let's see. And that looks like it's clean. All right, so good. We are cleaned out. Now you don't want this paint to linger in your airbrush. And can you see that, how dirty that is in there? So you want to make sure you clean that out too, all right? And in this particular case, I don't want to use a Q-tip. All right, what I'm going to use here is a cotton swab from Tamiya, which I'm not finding. I don't know where it is. It should be here. Okay, well, then I'm going to have to dump this. And you're going to have to give me 1 minute while I go over to the assembly bench. Hang on. Okay, almost there. Okay, Liam. All right, this is what I'm looking for. All right, we're back in business. Okay, so let's do that again. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of lacquer thinner in here. All right, and I'm going to just go around the edge. I'm not hitting the needle. Going around the edge and getting off that gunk. Okay. And I'm going to take another one. And go around. All right. Important to clean this tip. Now, if you do a complete breakdown, you're going to dismantle all of this, okay, and clean it all out. You don't have to do that after every use. I would recommend doing it every so often, but you don't have to do it every single time. But there you go. You're nice and clean. So we're clean. So we're doing good. All right, so let's set that aside. Okay, and I'm going to shut this off. Okay, and I'll see you back over at the paint prep booth or bench. Paint prep bench. I got to shorten that. Too long. Okay, well, I said I was going to meet you back at the paint bench. I lied. I'm going to meet you over here at the dehydrator. And I've got all my green parts in there. And here goes the body. And here we go. It's set at 120 degrees. That will run for 30 minutes. 30 minutes from now, this will all be dry. And, it's a good piece to have in your workshop. This is a Kosori. I got this on Amazon, I guess about a year ago. Maybe it was 2. I can't remember. Anyway, At that time, I paid, I think, about $130. I checked not too long ago, and I think it's about